Now let's have a dig around the news to find some stories that you might not have heard about. Sian, would you like to kickstart proceedings today?
I certainly can do. So this is a story about an alternative to not only to dairy and meat, but also soya. A lot of people have allergies or just don't like the taste there. So some Finnish scientists have been working to produce a protein made from air.
Oh, now that's an interesting one, isn't it?
Is this serious?
This is serious.
Right.
They have produced a protein by splitting water using electricity to extract the hydrogen and feeding it to soil, which sounds delicious. And then from that, they essentially get a very neutral flavoured protein, which they can turn into anything they like.
What's this called?
So the company behind it is called Solar Foods. They've made a protein flour, which they're calling Selene.
Yes, Selene. I've heard about this. Yes.
Ah, there we go.
There we go.
So yeah, they've said they can use it as a flour. They're hoping they'll be able to use it to mimic palm oil. So they can use it in things like pies, ice cream, biscuits to stabilise food. And they're also hoping, down the line, they'll be able to use it to feed to cattle instead of feeding them crops.
I was hearing something, I think it was on yesterday's Radio 4's Farming Today. It's something like an element of, say, 3% in milk, for example, a very small component of the overall ingredients, but the one that's actually the most expensive. So if they can make it more cost effective and more, efficient to produce, then it could actually make a big, big difference.
Yeah, it could be a big scientific development. This.
Definitely. They're saying as well that they're hoping it will be the same cost as soya by 2025, and if they can use solar and wind power for the electricity to do the splitting of the water, then it will be greenhouse gas free.
Very environmentally friendly, isn't it? There we go. Big development. So what have you got for us this morning?
I'm looking a bit weird actually this morning because if you looked at my computer, it just looks like I'm looking at pictures of Leonardo DiCaprio in his in his swimming shorts. But I mean, I am, because he's at the centre of a dramatic rescue, which is what my story is this morning. The famous actor, he's 45 now, if you can believe it,
Crikey.
was on the boat that went to the rescue of this Frenchman who was in the ocean for 11 hours treading water, almost certainly set to die, when the boat off the coast of St. Bart's, where the actor and his girlfriend, who is, by the way, 22 years old, were holidaying, and they all agreed to go and try to find him. There was the only boat to divert their route to go and find this Frenchman who was, as I say, 11 hours treading water, and they managed to pull him to safety.
Good old Leo. I mean,
Good old
just,
Leo.
when you think, Titanic, that was his big thing,
Dramatically did not survive.
Exactly.
But he did the opposite in this occasion, I suppose. There's some kind of weird irony.
Yeah, good for him. 45, is it? Does he still look really young? Because he always did. He was very baby-faced, wasn't he?
Yes, he has got a baby face. I think he's looking his age. I think he was on, of course, the BAFTAs, the Golden Globes all recently. So you can see he was hosting with Brad Pitt because he did a role with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the latest Tarantino film with Brad Pitt. The only film that they've ever been in together. See, I'm digressing slightly, but I think that's quite interesting in itself, isn't it? Too?
Absolutely.
Both very similar ages, I think. Brad Pitt's slightly older.
And Titanic, well, it's well over 20 years ago now.
97, was it?
Yeah, it was about 90.
I think it's 90. I thought I was going to say 99. Never mind. Let's have a look.
No, I think Shano's right.
Work
I think
away.
97,
Yeah,
I think it
right.
was. Yeah. I mean, it was huge. Did you
Yeah,
love
you're
it?
right.
There you go. Or did you
no.
hate him?
I know
No.
a lot of people think it's rubbish, but I really liked it.
Oh, I did.
I'm not very good at sitting still for that length of time.
Oh, it's a long
my
film.
issue, I think.
You had to commit, even though you knew exactly what was going to happen. You even
Well,
knew
I
what
did
was,
when I first watched it.
but you knew what was going to happen with him. It was obvious right from the get-go, I think.
Well, I was about 9, so it wasn't
True.
obvious to me. I wasn't
Gosh.
really reading the...
Oh, that makes me feel very old. Let's move on. A deep-pocketed new streaming service has revealed it will launch in the US on the 6th of April. Now, we're not quite sure how to pronounce this one. We think it's Quibi or Quibi.
Or Kibby.
Quibi.
Remind us, how are we spelling this?
Quibi. So I'm going for
Yeah.
Quibi.
Quibi just sounds silly, though, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Well, they've raised £1 billion in funds and commissioned some of Hollywood's biggest names to make content for this mobile-only service. And the big thing here, each show will be 10 minutes or shorter. And I wonder if this is just the way it's going to go. Things are going to get shorter and shorter. I don't know. But the firm intends to charge $4.99 per month for basic access. But one industry watcher questioned consumers' willingness to pay. But they've got some big stars involved in this. Steven Spielberg, Bill Murray, Idris Elba, Reese Witherspoon have all signed up to make very short programmes. So I wonder, again, will this be another thing in terms of options? Just something really short, a quick hit?
This could be the next big thing, couldn't it?
That's
like
it.
TV series have taken over film in so many ways. I wonder if it's...
Did you say it was mobile only?
Let's have a look. No, I don't think so. But
was I making that up then?
Deep,
or just not
when it
listening?
says deep pocketed, I suppose that comes to the funds, doesn't it? But yeah, it's obviously a big thing for mobiles, watching things.
I thought you said the word mobile as well.
Maybe I did. Is it there?
Sure, I don't know.
Maybe I just said it completely off the cuff. But you heard it here first, okay? Mobile or not, Quibi is on the way.